Hey guys, Sandy here, and I have my Cheeky Studio kit for the month of July right here with me, and I am going to be scrapbooking this photo. It is a photo of my daughter after she went to our lemon tree and picked our lemons off for the very first time. Now, I've already scrapbooked a picture of the lemons on the tree, and these are like the first ones we use, so this moment is important as well. I'm going to be using my Cheeky Studio kit, like I said. I know that I'm going to be bringing in this wood veneer 3x4 card. I have some plans with some sequins for this bad boy. Besides that, I'm not sure, so let's see what I can do.
Alright, so the first thing I did was take some of these pattern papers from Close to My Heart and cut them into some thick strips. Now that is a plus sign paper. I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera. It might look like it's just white. Now I went ahead and decided to place my layout on pattern or non-pattern paper as the background, which is I wouldn't say it's new for me because I used to do it all the time. I used to always have cardstock as a background, and I've gone away from that because of all the gorgeous pattern papers that we've had. So I went ahead and just went back to the pattern paper because this is a gorgeous, gorgeous color, and I really think everything pops against it really well. Now these are the cut apart sheets, and those circles fit so well in my little Creative Memories circle punches, and I've got to say, I really wish Creative Memories would bring those punches back because they are amazing and people want them and they could make some money. So here I am trying to figure out what I want to do exactly with the sequins and this heart. I knew I wanted to do something. I didn't know if I was going to make it into a shaker or if I was just going to adhere some sequins onto it. I just wasn't exactly sure. At this point, I just grabbed a piece of adhesive backed cardstock and went ahead and trimmed it down a little bit. As you can tell, I use that highly scientific method of using my fingernail to mark where I needed to cut it. Now, at this point, I'm still not sure what I'm doing. Like, do you see the little finger movements? It's like, what am I doing with this? Am I making this into what am I doing? I decided not to make it into a shaker, but instead to go ahead and just plop the sequins down on the heart. And it does take a little bit of time for me to do this because I do try to mix up the colors and everything. So don't worry, I did not make you guys watch all of that. So tra-la-la-la-la-la, the sequins are done. And these sequins are utterly gorgeous. I have rediscovered sequins, and I think that the mixes that Cheeky has are beautiful and reasonably priced. So if you are interested, make sure you use my code SANDY10 off of anything in the shop except for the kits. Now, the sequin mixes, gorgeous. Use my code, get 10% off. You will not regret it. Okay, now I decided that I was just going to pop up the little wooden 3x4 card and not really make it into a shaker card, but there was enough bulk from the sequins that the shaker card really wasn't laying flat, so I figured, you know what, I'm going to make it totally not lay flat and just give it a little bit of dimension. And as you can see, I'm using my ATG because I love that sucker, and I just go ahead and place it right down on top, and now I have this great mix of sequin colors underneath of my heart. And I'm just going to go ahead and place it right there by my photo. And as you can see, my two background strips of pattern paper are straight, but my photo and my 3x4 card are ever so slightly at an angle. They're not at like deep angles, they're just kind of slight angles. I don't want you to have to turn your head to look at my photos. So that's why I went with that. Now this layout, I knew, like my biggest thought was I wanted to do something with that wood veneer card in the sequins, and that's as far as I had gotten. And I kind of struggled with this layout. And not because I didn't have an abundance of beautiful things to choose from to put on my layout, but because I was so focused on those beautiful sequins, and there are so many beautiful succulents and tags and labels and such things, I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I just didn't know where I wanted to go with it past the sequins and stuff. Sorry, my watch keeps going off if you're hearing the little dings. And I just had to check to see if it was important, but it's not. So I've got this going on and I'm just messing around and playing. And the problem is everything looks beautiful and I just can't decide what I like the most. And you know, most of the time I am if it works, it works, and there we go with it. But sometimes, like this layout, like I just couldn't get it to go where I want it. I just didn't know where to go. But yeah, so I decided that I'm not going to go ahead with that sweet cut apart right there, but I do add it up to the top. So the sweet does stay, and I wanted it to be there just because, you know, lemons are sour, but I just wanted it there because it felt like it fit with these little lemons that grew on our tree for the first time. And I knew I wanted to have this "Oh Yes Please" sticker from the Vicky Bouton sticker sheet, and I knew I wanted it to layer over something, but I wasn't exactly sure what. And I thought I could figure out something. That way I could put something up in this right-hand corner because it was a big expansive blue, and I've got all of these colorful pretty things down here on the left side, but over on that right side I'm like, woo, lots and lots of white space. And I'm not opposed to white space, but I needed a little bit of something over there. You know, sometimes things are good when you have lots of white space, and sometimes you're like, no, I want some excitement over there. So that's what I wanted. I wanted some excitement. So I used some foam squares to pop up the little banner sticker, and I thought, yeah, this is gonna work. This is totally like working for me. And then I'm like, oh, do I want to try something else? So I'm like, no, this works. And I really liked it. I thought, yeah, this is good, but wait a minute, maybe it should go under here because I need something under here. And I think that, and then as you can see, I was like, maybe it should go up there. And then I was like, no, it should go over here. So there is a lot of me futzing around with these beautiful succulents and trying not to cover too much up, but still having some, you know, peeking through. And it was just a lot. And as you can see, I have them all dumped out around me. Usually I don't. Usually they are like in a little pile or in a little container or something that is close and contained, but for some reason these succulents just make me super happy. Like, they are beautiful, they're gorgeous, they're soft in color, they pop beautifully against a black background or even a deep colored background like this one. And I just wanted to look at them all because they are so pretty. So here we got this going on over here. I felt like it needed something to rest on other than just being a white kind of rectangle floating up in the sky. And I'm going to change that all around too. That's not staying that way. So yeah, it's not going to stay there. Now this little cluster right here worked out beautifully. I loved having the little pop of gold on the little tab and my succulent die cut in the little circle. Perfect. Like, I'm loving that up there. It's making me super happy. And then I thought, you know what? If I already have one of these banner stickers, maybe I should add another because, you know, more is more. And then I thought, okay, let me see if I can just do a little bit of something underneath of the card. Just because I didn't want to really compete with the sequins because I love the sequins, and the whole thought of me doing this page was based on that 3x4 wood card that I had in my stash and the sequins that came in my Cheeky Studio kit. Because I gotta tell you guys, if I can use something from my stash with my new stuff, I know you guys have heard this before, I'm in heaven. I love getting new stuff in, and I love using the old stuff with my new stuff, because the more stuff I use, whether it's old or new, the more stuff I you know, the more room I have for more stuff. So there we go. So I'm just trying to figure this out, tucking some things around, tucking some things under. And normally what I would have done was fill that space above the 3x4 card and not necessarily to the right of it. But I wanted to go a little bit something different. I wanted to try something else. You know, I'm thinking maybe I should wrap the whole card, and I'm like, no, but something needs to go here. Maybe my journaling, maybe a title, something has to fit down there in that space, especially now since I have those kind of branch things hanging down. I've created this space that it definitely needs something there. But as you know, I'm struggling with that, so I decide to go up and mess around with this top part, which again is not something I usually do. Once something works, it is on the page and it is good, but I never was really happy with it. But then I found this one, this particular die cut. Oh, and I put it to the side because, duh, I didn't realize that it worked so great. Basically what I wanted was some succulent above and some succulent below. And I decided what I would do was take this die cut and cut it. And then I'm just going to separate it a little bit and use that banner to like go against. So you don't know that I've cut it apart. Maybe it just looks like a bigger succulent. And I just got to adjust it, you know, so that the spacing's pretty good. And I'm like, yes, I like it. This works for me. This works for me. And then I'm thinking maybe I want to bring in a flare badge because I've already got this circular element over here on the left. And I'm like, no. It's not going to be a flare badge. What it's going to be is another one of these cut apart sheets. And I decided on the word grow. And that made sense to me as well because, hello, lemons, trees, they grew on a tree. It was the first lemon. I mean, you know what I'm saying, right? I don't have to explain why I put grow on a page with some fruits. Hopefully not. Now, this has a little bit of an awkward space here, and I knew I wanted to do something with it, but I wasn't exactly sure what. And I'm thinking the answer are more of the ephemera die cuts, but it's not. That is not the answer. What the answer is the cut apart sheet with the banners on it. And that poor little arrow guy, he just doesn't make it on this page. I think he makes it on another page that I've done with this kit though. I'm pretty sure. So I found my banners here and I'm looking and I'm thinking, yeah, I can do some banners there and that'll work. So I go ahead and I cut off 2 of the banners and I do them in pink and purple, and I'm just gonna layer them up so that they're kind of on top of each other. I almost said cascading, but there are not enough banners and there are too little to be truly cascading. But there it is, and I'm like, yep, that works for me. And I'm thinking, should I add a little bit more? Should I bring this little touch of gold up here? And I'm like, maybe the yellow. And I'm like, no. Because now I have 3 different shades of yellow up there. And while I'm okay with my yellows across the page not all exactly matching, that was a little bit too much up there in that corner for me. But I did like the pink, so I went ahead and put that up there. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, yeah, something else needs to happen. I need to make something happen. Do I want a cluster? I'm thinking maybe another cluster, or maybe I need to do something with this bad boy because I kept wanting to put a flare on this page. I just did. A flare doesn't end up on this page though, guys. There is no flare. And I'm just, trying to figure out if I want to add this little bit of gold any place. And I'm like, no, stop. Stop trying to put the beautiful succulents onto the page. You need to get your title on, girl, and you need to write a line or 2 of journaling, and you need to be finished with this page. And eventually, I'll realize that. Eventually. But not until I look at this stuff some more and think, oh, well, maybe this can be where my journaling goes, and I just will use this as the journaling spot and won't really use the succulents. And then I'm thinking, okay, now I can build, and it's just not... I'm looking at this and I'm like, no. I'm doing something weird. It's not working for me. So, boom, we get that done. What I do eventually, eventually do is go to my chipboard, and it's a My Mind's Eye 12 by 12 chipboard sheet. I don't remember the name of it, but it has the word lovely on it. So I went ahead and pulled that out and adhered that right down here on my page. And then I'm going to add the word lemons. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do purple or the mint green out of these tile stickers, but I ended up going with the mint green because the tile was just a little bit larger, even though both colors I think would have done great on this page. Like it would have went great. So I'm just going to go ahead and get those down. And now the title is Lovely Lemons. And I like the alliteration, so you know, stuff like that makes me happy. And I'm thinking I need to do something. I need a little bit of something. So I pull out these enamel dots, and they're in a dark yellow, almost like a goldeny color. And they're pretty close in color to that dark golden close to my heart paper that came in the kit. So I'm just going to go ahead and cluster them on 3 areas of my layout. And then I realize I don't have 3 different sizes of dots left on this sheet. So I grab another thing of enamel dots. They're not the exact same color. There is a little bit of a difference, but you know what? I'm okay with it. Totally okay with it. Then I realize I need a little bit more adhesive right there. And I'm happy. Like I'm thinking, yeah, this is it. But it still needs a little something. So I realize I haven't written anything on this page yet. And I thought about filling that space between the photo and the top of the 3x4 card with journaling, because like I said, normally when I scrapbook, that space would be filled in. But I decided to, you know, go wild and live a little and do it on the right-hand side of the page. So I grab a marker, and this is my favorite marker right now to use for journaling. It is an illustrated faith marker. And it's just, you know, saying these are our first lemons. And then I decided that the page needed something. Like it needed something to kind of contain it and bring it in. So I went ahead and used my marker and just did like a doodly, non-fancy, it's not even really doodly, it's kind of like a messy line border. And I just felt like that little bit of line just finished off the page for me. So that's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I created this layout. Make sure you check out Cheeky Studio and use my code Sandy10 to get 10% off of your purchase. And I will see you guys again really soon for another video. Thanks so much for watching. Hit subscribe if you want to. That way you will be able to see all my videos. That was awkward, huh? Okay, bye.